What do you think is the hardest part of writing a TEDx speech? In my opinion, it's two things: the writing itself and choosing the topic. Just hear me out. I had about 5 undeveloped ideas for the speech. At the end, I chose one, started working on it, and then started second-guessing whether it was good or not. I was worried whether I could find good information and keep you all entertained, so I rewrote the speech multiple times, but I still didn't think it was good enough. I ended up asking my best friend about it, and she helped me decide on a topic which was, in a way, better. Anyways, to the point. Hi, I'm Martyna, and I'm going to be talking about overthinking and social anxiety. And I really hope my overthinking won't come true, at least not today. So, overthinking and social anxiety. Familiar? No. The story I just told was, I wouldn't say perfect, but a somewhat good description of how overthinking can affect something you've worked really hard on. And social anxiety? Well, it's a phobia, in its own way. It's a fear that does not go away and affects everyday activities, like, let's say, performing a speech. I hope you can't tell, but I'm pretty terrified to be up here. I have known some of these people for about 4 years or so, but it feels like I don't know anyone. It feels like everybody's just judging and glaring. But now I'm just overthinking again. But how can we be sure that our thoughts are even real? How is it that some people have social anxiety while others don't? Does everyone overthink? Let's start with overthinking. Do you overthink? Think about it, but not too much though. I don't want you to start overthinking. What even is overthinking? Is it serious? I don't know about you, but when my best friend first brought up the idea of it, I thought it was something normal that happens to all of us. So I wanted to find out the meaning first. According to the site GoodRx in the health section, overthinking is when you dwell on or worry about the same thing repetitively. People who overthink can be paralyzed by their worries and may struggle to make decisions or take action. Overthinking can be caused by and contribute to depression, anxiety, and other mental health disorders. That sounds way more concerning than what I had in mind. It seems like a common issue. So what are some common thoughts overthinkers share? Mistakes, things you can't control, embarrassing moments, things you wish you wouldn't have said, past conversations with others. But sometimes mistakes aren't really mistakes. While others look at mistakes as failure, I look at them as a way to learn. Take a mental note, or if you're forgetful, take an actual one. But how come not everyone overthinks? Well, everyone overthinks. Others just do it more frequently. The way I see it, this might be linked with insecurities. What are insecurities? According to the dictionary, insecurity is an uncertainty or anxiety about oneself, a lack of confidence. But why might it be linked with insecurities? Well, if you're insecure, you might overthink more. Like, let's say you're going on a trip with your whole year group. Obviously, you want to fit in with them, but you might feel uncomfortable doing so, which leads you to think, will it be okay if I'm in leggings even though everybody else is in shorts? To stop overthinking, according to Healthline.com, you must break down the emotions you're experiencing and try to identify what you're telling yourself about the situation. Find an alternative to original thought. For example, instead of jumping straight to, this is going to be an epic failure, try something along the lines of, I'm genuinely trying my best. That sounds like something you tell someone when they're upset. Don't worry, it's all right. But how effective is it really? From what I have learned, if you're overthinking something, the best solution is to talk to someone you trust, like a friend or family member. Not only because you trust them, but because their advice could really benefit your situation. Let's move on to social anxiety, also called SAD, which stands for social anxiety disorder. What even is social anxiety? As I said before, it's a phobia. It's also the third most common mental health disorder, right after substance use disorder and depression. People with social anxiety often fear embarrassment in public eye. They may also fear interaction with people, especially strangers. Sound relatable? If so, you might be one of the 12% of people who have been diagnosed with social anxiety at any point in their life. This isn't a huge worry though. Many people have it, worldwide. The most common treatment for social anxiety includes psychotherapy, medication, or both. But this won't get rid of the anxiety right away. It'll take some time and some effort. Therapy allows people to open up about their feelings and may help them figure out where this anxiety has came from and how to cure it. So where does this sort of anxiety come from? According to WebMD, there's no one thing that can cause social anxiety disorder. Genetics likely has something to do with it. If you have a family member with social phobia, you're more at risk of having it too. It could be linked to having an overreactive amygdala, the part of the brain that controls your fear response. Is there a certain age for social anxiety? According to the same site, social anxiety disorder usually comes on around 13 years of age. It can be linked to a history of abuse, bullying, or teasing. How many people exactly have social anxiety? As I said before, about 12% of the world has been diagnosed with social anxiety, which is about 972 million people, with the current population being 8.1 billion, as you can see on this chart. Now, why am I talking about both of these things? Overthinking and social anxiety. Do they link? I mean, think about it. Overthinkers often worry about things that might never even happen, just like people with social anxiety. And people with social anxiety worry about embarrassing themselves, exactly like overthinkers. An article called The Truth About Social Anxiety states, social anxiety can cause you to overthink and take desperate actions to avoid or get through social situations with severe distress. This is not the only article out there claiming overthinking can cause social anxiety and vice versa. There is tons of paperwork out there claiming the same thing. That is going to be it for today. I hope you enjoyed your time here. I know I sure did. And I hope you learned something, because I know I sure did. What do you think? Do overthinkers and people with social anxiety have something in common? I hope I explained it to you well enough so you can form your own opinion now. And last piece of advice, if you're overthinking something, try to worry about the things you can control rather than the things you can't. I mean, take my word for it. I'm an overthinker myself, and I just delivered a speech. I might have forgotten some words, but that's not something I can control, at least not always. Thank you.